What is your American dream?
My American dream is to grapple with our histories and really discuss it and embody policy and a society that has moved past those, but with a lot of understanding of what has come before, because I think oftentimes we think of change as being important but not really thinking about how that is systemically, intrinsically involved in everyday life. And I think that's what I fight for and what I hope for is really getting to the root of these injustices and thinking about that. So that, I guess that's my American dream. And one where being a nerd is also really acceptable.
Everyone has a right to the American dream.
January 13th, 2022. My name is Brad. Some people call me Uncle Brad. Some people call me Mr. Bernstein. Some people call me Brad Bernstein. Some people call this gentleman next to me Jonathan Elias. Yes. Sometimes they call him Yo-Yo.
Yes.
On Wednesdays,
Dr. Love.
Dr. Love. On Valentine's Day, what do they call you? Still Dr.
Love, yeah. I was about to say, is there...
Still, right.
Yeah, still.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or Cupid.
Or Cupid. It's a new necklace you got.
It is not. You just noticed it.
I just noticed it just now.
Thank
new
you.
watch you have.
It's actually not.
Really? What about earrings?
No. Nothing
new.
On me is new. I think it's the first time I wore this.
Something is new.
The shirt.
Something is different about you.
The
today.
shirt, really?
Yes, I don't know what it is.
Oh.
It's a different. It's
a good
aura.
different.
It's a good aura.
Oh.
Something's different about you.
I feel it.
Do you feel it?
Yeah, today.
Today.
Yeah.
I'm just looking now.
Guru Brad.
Because I was talking to you.
Yeah.
But I really wasn't looking at you.
Ah.
Now I'm looking at you because the show started. Not that I didn't want to look at you before, but
the whole time we were talking,
I wasn't paying attention. All right. How was your day today? You said karma. Your karma was good today.
Yeah, my karma was good today.
Yeah,
I feel like
Yo-Yo came in. He said my karma is very good today.
Yeah.
Right. You had a good vibe about you.
Yeah.
Something is glowing about you today.
Really? Wow.
Like,
that makes me happy.
I don't know, but like something.
I'm gonna tell you then. What you're feeling is true. What you're feeling is true.
What?
What happened?
I didn't have my mic on.
Oh, is my mic on?
Yes,
well,
it is.
okay, my mic is on. What you're feeling is true.
What?
It was just a great day. It was very productive. I helped somebody out on one of my other shows. She started crying on the show because, she was going through stuff, and we just gave her good energy and good vibes. And I genuinely was happy to do that. So maybe that's what it is,
Maybe. Yeah. I don't know. I'm just telling you, you just.
Oh,
it's like a nice aura about you.
Oh.
Let's see who else has a good aura about them here, Yo-Yo.
Yes.
Carol Anderson the Tiger, always a good vibe.
Absolutely.
With Carol, right?
Yeah.
Squad Up, Dip Fab, Cake Affairs. Very sweet vibe.
Yes.
Because she's the baker.
Yeah.
Yes, very sweet. Jessica Levy Joel, also very good vibe. As long as I mention the name, Jessica Levy Joel.
Yeah, don't forget
right,
that.
If I forget, then it's not such a good vibe with her. Tanisha Joseph, Squad Up, It's Apple Pie. Also a very sweet vibe, right?
Yes.
Yes. Jewel Delph, Jewel of a person.
Yeah. Oh,
a jewel of a person. Also a good vibe. Elizabeth Francis, Squad Up. Everybody has a good vibe.
Yes.
Terry Faith. You got faith, you got a good vibe, right? Right? Am I wrong?
I agree.
Tanya Love.
Love.
It's a good vibe. It's a good vibe. Violet Blackwood, Flowers. Come on. Come on. Violets, it's a beautiful color.
Sheesh.
Oh my God. Denisha Joseph. Anybody with the name Joseph, it's biblical. It's a good.
I was like, where are you going to go with this one?
It's a good vibe. It's a good vibe. All right, let's continue. Everyone has a good vibe.
Yes.
Deion Reed squad up, and I can't go on and on and on.
I love Carol Anderson, the Tiger, said, welcome to the fabulous, most informative show that ever exists.
Also, a good vibe.
You guys make sure, listen, we're going to be checking out for your comments. We're like CNN now. You know, we're throwing them up every so often.
That's
so
right.
If you make it,
that's right.
You've made it.
All right. Who else we got here? Denisha Joseph, I said, Tejas Chuhan saying hello. And he applied for an EAD 3 months ago. It's still pending. Most likely it will still be pending for another 3 months. You got to figure at least 6, Tejas. And Denisha Joseph with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 hearts.
Yeah.
I so love my squad.
Oh, we love you so much.
And Carol Anderson, the Tiger, we're better than CNN.
We are, yes.
Or we are like CNN.
But I like better.
Okay. She didn't say better. I added the word better. I added the word better. And then I said I should take it back. She didn't say we're better than CNN. I don't want to put words in the Tiger's mouth.
True.
All right, she just said we're like.
Yes.
You are CNN. All right. Westman squad up. Vitalis Asugu, how are you? Jessica Kalimi double fisting. The Top Cat double fisting. Lisa Kamata, squad up, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. Susie Q Mack, squad up. Daryl Winnebach, how are you? Thomas Ellis, Brad, the most to the point lawyer around.
Ooh.
To the point.
This is true. You are a to-the-point type of lawyer.
Yeah, I don't have time to dilly-dally, get around the bush.
Yeah.
And, you got to get right to the point.
Honestly, it actually trains the people that are calling because obviously, the immigration officers, they're to the point as well. They don't want to dilly-dally and whatnot. So you're kind of, preparing them.
And I'll tell you something else, in all honesty. If you're not to the point, especially as an attorney, and you're going to go on and on and on and talk in circles, people lose what you're saying.
Mm-hmm.
2, it confuses everybody. Mm-hmm. And you're not helping anyone. You're just making everybody anxious because there's a lot of talk and no solutions.
Yeah.
So we got to get to the point.
So when Brad says to the point, he's actually helping you out.
That's right. Felix Mumba. And by the way, that's even with writing.
Jonathan. Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
sure.
if you're a writer and you're going to write anything and you say, you go back, I'm going to give you a writing lesson. Mm-hmm. Go back and read whatever you're writing. If you can take a word out and it says the same exact thing, take the word out. Take the words out.
No run-ons.
No, right. Take the words out.
Yes.
All right. And you're saying the same meaning. It's better writing.
Exactly.
Less words is better. Danny Boy 954, 29. My brother. Happy birthday. How is it a long time we have not talked? Who's Danny Boy 954's brother?
Is he talking to 29 Super C?
I don't know.
You said 29?
No, Danny Boy 954 is wishing happy birthday to somebody.
Oh, I thought you said 29.
It's 29.
So is it Super C?
Oh, yeah. Danny Boy 954 is 29? Super C?
No, probably
He's
talking to Super C.
All right, I'm lost. He's talking to 29 Super C.
Yeah.
But I didn't even see 29 Super C in the comments yet. Okay. Happy birthday, 29 Super C.
Yes.
Yo, take it away. I got confused.
All right, squad. Already know what time it is. It's time for you guys to share on all social media platforms because we're about to start schmoozing with Brad. We're going to talk headlines, including the Pew Hispanic Center's latest report of the Biden administration's immigration actions and proposals since he took office in January 2021. And as Brad said yesterday, it's Wacky World Thursday, so we're going to span the globe for eyebrow-raising stories, including a man in China who's been banned from an all-you-can-eat buffet restaurant. Overeating.
You get out! Get out of our restaurant! You eat too much! That's what they're saying, right?
But if it's all you can eat...
But he eats too much. Get out of restaurant. That's what they're saying.
Listen, honestly, that's why I don't go to all-you-can-eat buffets because it doesn't make any sense for me because I get full fast and then I get overwhelmed. But if I could eat like my man's over here, I would have gone. He shouldn't have gotten kicked out.
And, and of course, you can give us a call. We'll talk more about it.
We'll talk more. Yeah, we got to get into details because now trying to figure it out.
We will talk more about it, but you can give us a call right now, 1-800-529-5465. If you call right now, we do have a few lines open, just a few left. You will get on our show. It's also the telephone number to our office. Internationally, you can call us from all over the world to get on our show right now, +1-212-227-8933. Our telephone number is scrolling across the bottom the entire show. And later in the show, I'm going to speak with motivational speaker and host of the podcast, TruthDare, about his journey to the United States as a refugee from Vietnam and achieving his American dream. All right, you ready to start schmoozing?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. All right, so the Pew Hispanic Center, Jonathan, has just published some very interesting statistics about the Biden administration and immigration in general to the United States. First of all, the number of people who received green cards last year declined from 240,000 in the second quarter of 2020 to 79,000 in the third quarter.
Wow.
The fiscal year second quarter is January to March 2020. That was right before the pandemic started. And then the third quarter is April to June, 79,000. If you remember, and still to this day, the embassies were closing, people were quarantining, and there's now think about that. If there was more than 120, 130,000 people less received their green card that one quarter. We were quarantining each quarter after. I don't know what the statistics haven't come out for the following quarters.
Right.
But you have to figure there's hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands of people who should have gotten appointments who didn't, which is why now we're getting all of these telephone calls. How come I'm waiting? How come I'm waiting?
Right.
And that's the reason for the backlog. Now, Biden, they also came out with statistics about Biden. His biggest immigration proposal to date would allow more new immigrants into the U.S. while giving millions of unauthorized immigrants already in the country a pathway to legal status. We talked about that yesterday and the day before and the weeks and weeks before. It's the Build Back Better Act. We'll see what happens with that. Some other key immigration statistics that I thought was interesting. Most immigrants are receiving their green cards how? I'm going to give you the options, Jonathan.
Okay.
Okay, the 5 ways to get a green card in the United States are family, employment, investment, asylum, refugee, family, employment, investment, and visa lottery. What was the most out of those 5? Where did they most come from, Jonathan?
Family?
Family, correct.
Okay.
In 2019, 710,000 people visas accounted for about 1 in 5 temporary employment visas issued in 2019. 188,000 high-skilled foreign workers received their H1B visas in 2019. About 636,000 people got DACA. By 2020.
That's a lot.
700,000 immigrants got temporary protected status from 12 countries also in that same year. Now, imagine if it's 700,000 immigrants got TPS, 636,000 immigrants got DACA. There's got to be more than 10 million undocumented people in the United States. All right, there has to be. Now, what else? H1B Visa Denials. There was a statistic that came out from the National Foundation for the American Policy that during the Trump administration, over 24% of H1B applications were denied in 2018. That means on an H1B visa, 1 in 4 people were getting denied in 2018. And the reason they were doing that was in the past, if you were doing an H1B visa extension, as long as you were able to show you were employed where you were supposed to be employed and you were getting the salary that you claimed you were getting, that H1B extension was always getting approved. Under the Trump administration, they were making the immigration officers go back and re-adjudicate every H-1B to determine even if the person was eligible to begin with. And then cases that were on the fence, meaning that maybe the education didn't relate completely to the job. Maybe they didn't have the proper education for the job. Because for an H-1B visa, you need to have a bachelor's degree or equivalent. You have to your education has to be related to the job in which you're doing, and the job in which you're doing has to require a minimum of a university degree. So they were going back and adjudicating and saying, "Oh, this job doesn't require a university degree."
Wow.
Even though after they got approved before,
What?
yeah, or this person, even though previous immigration officer says his education's related to his job. It's not really related to his job. So they were denying a lot of them. Now under the Biden administration, the visa refusals, the H-1B refusals are back to normal processing historically. 93% getting approved.
Good.
And only 7% getting denied. What's interesting also about this statistics that we were reading, that the most H-1Bs that were filed, because there's always a thing with congressmen and people who are against immigrants, that we don't want immigrants taking away jobs from Americans. Okay? Now I'm going to tell you what's interesting about the H-1B visa. The most H-1B visas that were given to any one particular company, you could probably take a guess which one it would be.
Like from what?
What's the fastest growing, one of the fastest growing companies in the United States? Amazon.
Okay.
Amazon was what Amazon applied for and obtained 6,182 H-1B visas for their employees in fiscal year 2020.
Wow.
Interestingly, Amazon is a company that is hiring more Americans than almost any other companies in the United States. So for immigration, for people who are against immigration to say the H-1B visa professionals who are coming over are taking jobs away from Americans.
It's not true.
It's not true, because Amazon's hiring more Americans than anybody.
Wow.
So actually the companies that are doing the H-1Bs are hiring more Americans than other companies that are not. Other big companies that hired H-1B visa applicants include Cognizant, 1,481, Google, 1,453 H-1Bs, IBM, 1,402 H-1Bs, Microsoft, 1,240. And I think all of that is pretty interesting. Now, one other thing that was also very interesting, they found this and this was all out of Forbes magazine. At United States universities, only 25% of full-time graduate students in engineering and computer information sciences are U.S. students. That means 3 out of 4 engineers and computer science graduate school students that we are training here in the United States, the future engineers and Google engineers, are 3 out of 4 are foreigners.
That doesn't surprise me.
And we're only giving out 65,000 H-1B visas a year. That doesn't cover all of those students. So it's pretty dumb of the United States. Yesterday we discussed what the United States Chamber of Commerce President and CEO Susan B. Clark said in her first State of American Business address. She said, "We have to grow our workforce if we want to grow our economy and stay competitive." Let's see what she said.
So, who wants to put their talent to work? Who wants to pursue their dreams in a dynamic economy flush with opportunity? Immigrants of every skill level. So where are they going to go? The US or Canada? Let's make it Austin or Boston or Atlanta or Denver or any of the countless US destinations in search of top talent. We must double the number of people legally immigrating to the US, and we must create a permanent solution for the dreamers.
So press reports have started to recognize that the immigration restrictions have caused a worsen many of the labor supply problems in America. We talked about that yesterday as well. Preventing high-skilled individuals from working in America does create more opportunities for U.S. workers. Restrictive immigration policies reduce economic and employment growth, push work outside the United States, and diminish living standards for everybody. That's what the statistics are coming out and saying.
Wow.
Yeah. Meanwhile, U.S. Justice Department is starting to form a counter-terrorism group for domestic terrorists. This is coming out of the January 6th insurrection. The move reflects a growing realization by the United States national security officials that domestic extremists represent a huge threat to the United States. Matthew Olson, the Assistant Attorney General of the Department's National Security Division, told a hearing before the Senate Judiciary Committee, "We face an elevated threat from domestic violent extremists, that is, individuals in the United States who seek to commit violent criminal acts in furtherance of domestic, social, or political goals." Attorney General Merrick Garland told lawmakers last May that domestic violent extremist groups, particularly white supremacists, pose a huge threat to the United States.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely they do.
Yeah.
And what else? What else we got here? Queen Elizabeth has not stripped naked,
Oh. Oof.
but stripped Prince Andrew of his titles as a prince. Did you see that? You even texted that to me.
Yeah, because we were speaking of them.
Yes.
We just spoke about
We
him.
just spoke about it because he is about to go
Nasty.
forward on a lawsuit by Virginia Guffrey, who is the young lady who claims that when she was underage, that Jeffrey Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell was basically
Take them all down.
Yeah, using her, and sexually molesting her as a minor.
17 years old.
Yeah. Prince Andrew tried to get the lawsuit dismissed in Maryland. The Judge Louis A. Kaplan at the U.S. District Court for the Southern District, wrote an opinion. Ms. Giuffre, her name is Giuffre's complaint is neither unintelligible nor vague nor ambiguous. It alleges discrete incidents of sexual abuse in particular circumstances at 3 identifiable locations. It identifies to whom it attributes that sexual abuse. So why do you think Queen Elizabeth stripped him of his royal duties and he's no longer a prince? Is that what's going on here?
Because it's true, and they don't want anything to do with anything like that.
I think that's part of it. I also think that as the Prince of England, basically, perhaps they can go after the assets of the royal family to collect a judgment, a civil judgment, if Prince Andrew were to be found liable to Virginia, because this is a civil suit.
Yes.
So I think part of it is publicity. They don't want to be associated with it.
But also legal.
I think also legally, it strips Andrew of having any assets.
Yeah.
So now,
for them to take
Andrew has no assets anymore because they can't collect any money because he no longer has access to his dowry or whatever you would call it.
So do you think they still will be, behind him, giving him money and stuff?
I'm sure they will be.
Yeah.
I'm sure they will be.
Yeah. So it's really to protect their ass.
I think it's partly, they don't want to have anything to do with this. And they have to protect, the name of the royal family. But also, it's basically now Andrew has no money.
Right. And also, me personally, this is my opinion. I think that there's some mess that goes on within the royal family as well. So this kind of cuts ties with what the mess that has come out to the public, and it's not going to have people starting to snoop into the royal family's mess, their internal stuff, because I think they got a lot of stuff that we don't know about. So they're like, let's just cut ties. We ain't together. They don't want none of their mess coming out.
Now, according to the press reports, Andrew is the Duke of York. He's going to keep his place in the line of succession to the throne, which is currently 9th behind Harry and Meghan Markle's 2 children.
Is Harry still in there?
Yeah, Harry's still in there.
Oh, wow.
However, he will no longer use the title His Royal Highness. So he keeps his succession in the line, but since he is ousted from the royal family, he has no assets anymore.
Yeah.
That's what I really think it comes down to. I think protecting the assets of the royal family.
So he would be a broke king?
He will be a broke king. But I'm sure Mama,
Yeah.
Queen Elizabeth Mama, will give him some peanuts every so often.
That's what I
right?
think. That's what I think.
Yeah.
Well, how is he even related? I don't even know how he's related to them.
Andrew is the second son of Elizabeth and Philip.
Oh.
And Charles is the first son. So Prince Charles, who was married to Diana, I don't know why I know all this, but I do.
Wait, so I didn't know that they had an older son?
What?
Andrew?
Andrew's the younger son. Charles is the older son. So Charles is the first in line once once Queen Elizabeth either abdicates her throne or passes away.
Right.
And then if Charles passes, then Charles's children are in line first before
Andrew. Got you.
That's why he's ninth.
Yes.
So Charles's children are with Diana.
Yes.
And that would be Harry and William.
Yeah, that I was getting Charles and William mixed up. So I was like, wait.
So William is actually behind Charles.
Charles, yeah.
Right. And then
now I get it.
And then Meghan and Harry, he gave up his royal throne.
Right.
All right. Because he said, I'm not going to become king anyway because there's too many people in front of me.
But honestly, it's not really that many. You know, if you got Charles, then William, and then Harry.
I will bet you that if it looks like Harry's going to become king, all of a sudden he's going to wiggle his way back into.
Of course.
Wiggle his way back into
wild.
the family, right?
That would be wild.
Meanwhile, the Supreme Court today blocked President Biden's vaccine on testing requirements at large businesses. So if you are an employee of a large business and do not want to take the vaccine, you will not be mandated to do so. The Supreme Court found that illegal. What the Supreme Court did find, though, that people who are working in the healthcare field must, in a different regulation, must be vaccinated or can risk losing their jobs. So it was kind of a split decision. If you're in the healthcare field, you got to be vaccinated. No choice, or you're not going to be working in the healthcare field.
Right.
But if you're working in a big business and it has nothing to do with healthcare, then it's up to the particular business. The business still has a right to mandate.
So they still have a right.
So in other words, I'll give you a perfect example. At Spar & Bernstein, I do not at this moment mandate every employee to be vaccinated, although we all almost are. Okay? I could choose to do so, and it would be completely legal, and terminate people who are not vaccinated. Companies can still do that. Some companies are already doing that. Some airlines are doing that.
Yes.
But it's not mandatory on them. Had the Supreme Court agreed to this, it's possible that, at Spar & Bernstein, we're not at 100 employees yet. We're a little under 100. So we wouldn't have had to.
Okay.
But any company with more than 100 employees, you would either have to be working in a mom and pop, work for yourself as an independent contractor, but you would have been fired if you weren't vaccinated. But the Supreme Court blocked it.
I could have sworn we talked about something like that happening in New York, though. New York had said
New York is requiring it. But that is a city ordinance.
Okay.
And we'll see how that goes.
Right, because that hasn't gone
right.
through. Yeah.
We'll see how that goes. But as a federal through the United States of America,
got you.
The Supreme Court said it's up to states and cities and localities to make those determinations, as well as private employers.
What do you feel about that?
Well, the way that I respect people who don't want to take the vaccine, in the sense that I can never tell anybody to do or not to do something. But at the same token, it has not taking the vaccine has as much to do with that person's body as it has to do with my body.
Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of like saying to somebody, Someone says, well, I have the right to smoke. Yeah, you have the right to smoke, but you don't have the right to blow smoke in my face and give me cancer.
Yes. Yes.
Okay? I mean, so, it's a hard decision. At this moment, I'll tell you what we do here at Spartan Bernstein at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
By the way, I'm vaccinated and have my booster.
Yes.
So that's where I stand on vaccines. But and almost every employee at Spartan Bernstein is vaccinated. There's a few who choose not to either. Some because they're childbearing age, others because of medical conditions, whatever.
Yes.
Everyone has a reason.
Yeah.
But what we do is if you are not vaccinated, we require a PCR test every week. A weekly PCR test.
Okay.
So
that's a good way to.
So that's kind of how we balance it.
Yeah, that's a good balance.
I don't want to terminate people.
Yeah.
I understand.
And it's a family here,
right? Exactly.
So I get it.
Right. So
that's why I actually like that it would stay to the discretion of the boss or like the business, because they know how their tribe works. They know how their employees work. Here it's like a family. You don't want to just take someone out for their own reasons, but another business, they know exactly the type of vibe it is.
I have a friend who works at the Department of Education here in New York City, mandated to take a vaccine. This friend refuses to do it.
Wow.
And says that I had a very bad reaction to vaccines in the past.
See?
I'm very concerned about taking the vaccine, and gave up a 6-figure job at the Department of Education in New York City.
Sheesh.
Because they were concerned about their health, and moved out of New York City.
Wow.
Because you can't even walk into a restaurant now. You can't walk into a gym, a movie theater, anything without being vaccinated these days. Here, at least certainly in New York City. So there's no right answer.
Yeah.
But it comes down to this to me though. When people when someone says, well, I have a right to put whatever I want in my body, and the answer is you're 100% right. But you don't have the right to blow smoke in my face, to smoke a cigarette and blow smoke in my face.
Right.
And that's what not taking a vaccine is. But I respect that they don't want to do it. Does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense.
All right. Do we have any wacky news?
Yeah, let's fly across the globe.
We have some wacky news.
Okay. Yes.
I think I'm playing grab today.
I'm waiting fast. Let's still there too. Let's still
All right, so we talked about the guy in the Chinese restaurant.
Yeah, I need to hear about
Chinese food vlogger. And he has been banned from the all-you-can-eat buffet in Changsha, which is the capital of China's Hunan province. Which is very interesting because how many Chinese restaurants in the United States are called Hunan something, right?
Right.
All right. And after the owner said that this Chinese vlogger was eating too much food, you get out, and he's thin. Is that the owner of the restaurant or the guy who was eating too much?
We don't know who that is.
Joe, was that that was the owner. Okay. I was going to say that.
I was about to say that looks like the owner because it looks like he's not having it.
That guy can't be the overeater.
You never know.
I don't even never know, right?
Bottomless pit, they say.
Look at Johnny Chestnut from the hot dog eating contest. Guy. This is the Chinese vlogger. He doesn't look.
He's not big.
No, he's not big. I thought he was gonna. His name is Mr. Kang.
Okay.
I would have called him Big Kang, but he's not that big. He told the local television that the Handadi Seafood Barbecue Buffet banned him after he live streamed several binges. Kang said that he ate more than 3 pounds of pork during the initial visit and between 7 and 9 pounds of shrimp.
Come on.
Yes, he has since accused the restaurant of being discriminatory. He says, I can eat a lot. Is that my fault?
It's not.
The restaurant owner told the People's Daily in the British, in the United Kingdom, that Mr. Kang eats too much. He eats too much. And said that every time he visits, the restaurant loses a few hundred yuan. The restaurant is not in business to lose money. So even when he drinks soy milk, he can drink 20 or 30 bottles of soy milk. When he eats the pork trotters, he consumes the whole tray, says the owner. And the prawns, forget about it. He takes the tongs and he's picking them up with the tongs. He doesn't even use chopsticks or a fork. He's taking the servy tongs and he's just stuffing it in his mouth. Now, the Chinese government has launched a crackdown on food live streamers, specifically those taking part in mukbangs.
Yeah.
It's considering, what's a mukbang?
So that's like the ASMRs that they have a bunch of food in front of them. It's a lot of YouTubers that do this, and they have millions of followers, and they literally just eat food in front of the people. And like you hear the sound.
It's an extreme eating trend in which creators film themselves interacting with it, consuming as many as 10,000 calories in one sitting.
That's wild, though. 10,000. See, these people they don't understand. They are killing themselves slowly.
They are killing themselves.
Killing yourself. It's not worth it. It's not worth the fame. But even with hearing the whole story, he deserves to be there. I mean, if it's an all-you-can-eat buffet, then it's all you can eat. If they don't want it to be all you can eat, they can put a time limit on it.
I think it should be, it's all you can eat up to a point buffet. That's what they should call it.
That is not all you can eat.
But it should be called, it's all you can eat up to a point buffet.
What's the point? When you feel tired of seeing somebody eat?
I don't know, but this owner is losing money.
Yeah.
He's losing money. So you know what? It should be, it's all you can eat up to half a tray of shrimp. It's all you can eat up to only 1 pound of pork.
It ain't fair. It ain't fair. They should change it from all you can eat buffet and just put like a 90-minute time limit.
It is heart attack waiting to happen, says Gowie Magazine. Yes.
Yeah.
Heart attack waiting to happen.
10,000 calories in one sitting?
Do you know who would eat 10,000 calories in one sitting? Michael Phelps. But then he would swim for like 10 straight hours.
Yeah, and his body is still crazy dope. Like,
right. Do you know if I ate 10,000 calories, I wouldn't even make it through this show.
We'd have to roll, both of us.
You would roll me out of here. I'd find a hill and start going down really, really fast.
It's all you can eat, not eat all. That's what Violet Blackwood says.
It's very true. I could just see the fight. You get out! You get down to my restaurant now!
I can see it.
Yeah.
I can see it. But I'm still for the guy. I'm still for the guy. He's an innocent eater.
I'm for the owner, the guy.
You see, of course.
I'm for the owner. I feel bad for the guy. He's trying to make a living, and this guy comes in.
It's one person. It's not like everybody's doing that.
And you know what? It's not in the spirit of the rule.
Right.
The spirit of the rule is you can get up for seconds, even thirds.
Yeah.
The spirit of the rule is not to eat 10,000 calories. Not a whale.
I'm here for him eating.
All right. Meanwhile, did you see? Do you think this is a good way to find a wife? Maybe I should do this. I'm still looking.
Still looking. All right.
I'm still
so
looking
what do you gotta
around.
do?
A British bachelor is taking an unorthodox approach to his search for the right mate. He's putting up billboards with his photo.
Wow.
Yeah, Muhammad Malik, he's 29, had multiple billboards put up in Birmingham, England area bearing the phrase, "Save me from an arranged marriage," with the thumbs up, by the way. He's giving the thumbs up.
No, he's pointing.
Oh, he's pointing?
Yeah.
I thought he was giving the thumbs up. All right, he's kind of casually lying there like, hey there.
I actually love this.
The billboards direct interested women to his website, findmalikawife.com.
Get out.
Yes. We have video of this. Let's see.
That's brilliant.
What's the video? Meanwhile, Malik
Punjabi families. I am looking for someone who is working on her deen. I'm open to any ethnicity, but come from a loud Punjabi family, so the banter has to be 100.
Wow.
Yeah, he hasn't found the right girl yet. He says it's tough out there, and so he said he got the billboard to be seen.
That means this guy got some money.
He's got some dough. You know, a billboard in London, gotta be 15, 20K at minimum.
And then you said he got a couple?
I don't know where it is in London, but billboards are expensive.
Yeah.
They ain't cheap.
So women out there, think about that too. He's got coin.
He's got right, but Malik doesn't want no gold digger. Malik wants somebody who's gonna love him.
Oh.
Malik is looking for someone to love him.
I think this is a dope idea though, because obviously it's, his pool is a lot bigger to choose from now.
And then there's another billboard, by the way, in Times Square. A Boston mom by the name of Beth Davis teamed up with the dating app Wingman. I never heard of Wingman.
Me either.
Okay. Well, now we're going to hear about Wingman. I guess it's a good advertising for Wingman.
Oh, my God.
To put up a billboard in Times Square,
What?
letting the world know that her daughter Molly is looking for love.
Wow.
The 47 by 25 foot billboard reads,
Yo.
"Date my daughter," along with a picture of Molly. So it all started this past Thanksgiving when Beth, who is up in Duxbury, Massachusetts, said, I'm quoting her, "With the pandemic and with Molly being a busy professional in New York City, like all young people, I obviously had way more time than she did. And in my research, what I read about is that some young people spend 10 hours a week searching through profiles on dating apps looking for Mr. Right. And I just thought, if Molly would just let her mother do this, then I could do some of that for her." And
That's
Molly was
hilarious.
agreeable because she's a very agreeable daughter, and she knew it would be fun for me. So Beth went on the dating app looking for a date for Molly. And Beth ended up on Wingman. I guess she tried Tinder and Bumble and all the other things. And then finally landed on Wingman, an app that allows a single person's loved one to make a profile for them, provide the photo and description. So Wingman does exactly what Beth's mother wanted, which is to be the wingman or the wing woman.
I love what it says under the picture. If we put that picture back up,
does it say?
It says, "I'm Molly's wingman and her mom."
Now, how Molly ended up getting on the Times Square billboard is because
That's huge.
because the mother was diagnosed with breast cancer several years ago, and she says her time is very precious, and she wants to see her. God forbid something happens to her, she wants to see her daughter being taken care of. Know that her daughter is. Is in a relationship, is married, family, that the daughter is not gonna be alone in life.
Yeah.
And somehow the CEO of Wingman found this profile and started contacting the mother, and it asked if Beth would go up on the billboard in Times Square, and there she is.
Wow.
So it's good publicity for Wingman. Wingman's paying for this.
Definitely.
And also, I am sure with a billboard in Times Square, Beth will be finding love very, very soon.
I love Gowie Maxine said, "Oh darn, I'm looking in the wrong places."
Gowie, have your mother go on Wingman.
Right.
Okay, have your mother go on Wingman.
Lord, hopefully my mom isn't watching this.
Yeah, go on Wingman, have your mother go on, and see what happens.
Because Lord knows my mom, Elsie, will go and email the hell out of Wingman.
You think Mama Yoyo would go and do that for you?
Absolutely, she would try to do that.
And would she start contacting you like, "Oh, this is a lovely woman. Why don't you call her?"
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
She would do that, right?
Yes. That's why I'm hoping she's not watching right now.
That would be great if Mama Yoyo starts doing that.
It would not.
We come back in a couple weeks and see how you're doing with that.
Oh, man.
All right. Meanwhile, on New Year's Day, there's a giant potato on the island of Cyprus in Xylophagou, a giant potato monument. I didn't know Cyprus was known for potatoes, but they were there. It got vandalized.
Oh.
Yeah. Nicknamed the Big Potato. We have a picture of the Big Potato?
Yeah.
Let's see the Big Potato. There it is. There's the Big Potato, and that's
that's
the
it,
vandalized potato.
Aw, me.
Where was the picture of the potato before? I was looking at my card. That's the original Big Potato. And now on New Year's Day, we have it vandalized. Excuse me. Wow. I can't believe that happened. That came out of nowhere. My apologies. And now we have a vandalized. I never sneezed live on the air before my entire life.
Really?
First time ever. That just came out of nowhere. Even when I was on the radio for 20 years, I don't think I ever sneezed in my life on the radio. I don't remember ever sneezing in my life, period.
We've all witnessed history.
You've just witnessed history is right. And by the way, I want you to know something. It's not like, like sometimes you're holding in a sneeze and then it comes.
Yeah. It's just like out of nowhere.
That just came out of nowhere.
You could tell because you were talking still.
That just came out of nowhere, that sneeze. I'm like, where did that come from?
That's why it scared me, because I was like, wait.
I That's the best part of the show. Brad just sneezes in the middle of the show. So nicknamed, thank you very much. Just Galili says, God bless you. So the village honored the humble potato in October with a giant monument. It's kind of phallic looking. And it's nicknamed the Big Potato. It's 16 feet tall, but somebody knocked it down. It does, it kind of looks like Jeff Bezos's Blue Origin rocket.
Right.
Doesn't it look like the Blue Origin rocket? Like it's going to blast off into space?
It does.
It looks a little... Can we see a picture of the Blue Origin rocket?
Look at that.
That looks like... that. The other one looked more like the Blue Origin rocket. Do we have a picture of that? Can we compare the two? By the time we get it, we won't have it. But that looks like the Blue Origin rocket. Yeah. The statue was meant to celebrate the nation's staple crop, which I guess is the potato. Former Cyprus ambassador to the United Kingdom wrote on Twitter at the time, other countries have instantly recognizable monuments. Now we have our own. There's the Eiffel Tower. There's the Statue of Liberty. Mm-hmm. Hong Kong has the Big Buddha. I'm telling you exactly what he wrote. And now we have the Big Potato here at Cyprus.
Oh, wow.
But it's knocked down.
Oh.
Poor Cyprus. Poor Cyprus. And we have time for one more, Yo-Yo.
All right.
Which one? Pick a card.
Over your handkerchief.
This one.
Yes.
All right. Last month, an Italian man who wanted a COVID vaccine took it a little too far.
Oh.
The man in his 50s arrived for a shot with a silicone mold covering his real arm.
What?
Hoping it would go unnoticed. He was trying to get a vaccine because in Italy, you have to get a QR code.
Yeah.
When you take the vaccine. Everyone in Italy gets a QR code. So he was trying to get the vaccine into a fake arm.
I can't.
And get the QR code. But an eagle-eyed nurse caught him, was not fooled, and reported the man to the police. Yes, the nurse, Philippa Bao, was preparing to give a man a dose of the COVID vaccine when she realized that the small patch of arm he offered in a gap between his sweatshirt and t-shirt looked much pinker than his face, but told local media that when she had rolled up his sleeve, she found the skin rubbery, cold, way too light.
This is the guy?
This is the guy. And after being... that was not the guy. After being discovered, the man tried to... That was just a happy guy.
Yeah.
So, after being discovered, the man tried to persuade the nurse to turn a blind eye, but she said, fraud's fraud, and she called the police.
Yeah, she could lose her job.
Yes.
That's bold of him.
Local police are now investigating the incident. The local police said the case borders on the ridiculous. If it were not for the fact we are talking about a gesture of enormous gravity. He said the ploy was unacceptable, faced with the sacrifice that our entire community has paid during the pandemic in terms of human lives. The man was reportedly a health care worker who had been suspended from his job because he had not been vaccinated. And I am sure there's lots of people. I am sure there are lots of people who have faked it. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't even be surprised in the United States if there's doctors. I don't know of any. Maybe I shouldn't call out doctors because I don't know. I'm just taking guesses.
Right.
You know, you could just squirt it.
That wouldn't be too good.
You could squirt it in the air and not put it in somebody's arm for the right money. And you know.
Right.
So I wouldn't be surprised if.
We don't like that, though.
I don't like that, though. Either get it or don't.
Yeah, don't lie about it.
Don't lie about it. All right, so that's our wacky news of the day. Now it's TikTok time, Yo-Yo.
All right.
And in this edition of TikTok time, I answer questions about giving birth in the United States, biometrics, green cards, and adjustment of status. If you were pregnant and you were just intending to visit and then there was a medical complication and you had to stay to give birth, well, that's a different story because you didn't make a misrepresentation when you came. You were not coming to give birth. Something happened after you entered America. You cannot request to move your biometrics earlier. You can request an expedite of your work permit or even your entire green card case based on humanitarian reasons, but not expediting your biometrics. The work permit or the green card only. Your U.S. citizen children cannot help you get a green card until they turn 21. Then they can file for you. So unfortunately, you'll have some years to wait if you want your children to help you. You need to file an adjustment application, which is an I-485, an I-130, I-130A, I-864 affidavit of support, and I-765 for her work permit, I-131 for advanced parole, adjustment of status.
All right, my microphone is on. I'm ready to get the meat and potatoes out. I'm ready to answer your immigration questions and something we like to call Yo-Yo, getting answers to your immigration questions. And we're back. Boy, that was fast. That was a fast one today. All right, let's go to Big B in Baltimore, Maryland. Big B.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Thank you for taking my call.
My pleasure.
Yeah. I have a question. So I just petitioned my mom to the U.S. She's a green card holder.
Mm-hmm.
But she would like to petition for my brother. He's unmarried, over 21 years old.
Right.
Does she need to have a job to be able to petition for him?
No. Wow. What's wrong with me today? No, she does not need to have a job. She just files an I-130 visa petition. The processing is going to take 5 years. So she doesn't need a job at all. In 5 years from now, if she's not working, she still has to provide an affidavit of support, and she can give, and if she is still not working, either you or someone else can give a second affidavit of support. Just have her file the I-130 visa petition. That's all that's required right now.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome. My pleasure.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Let's go to Mike in San Jose, California. Hi, Mike.
Hey, Brad.
Hi, how are you?
Hey, good. Brad, I filed my VAWA case in August 2018, and I didn't get any reply from them yet. I got 2 RFs. I answered them, but
what were the RFEs for?
What are my chances?
I have no idea what your chances are, but what were the
for
RFEs
good marriage and good moral character.
Okay, and when was the last RFE?
RFE was in 2020, March.
March of 2020. And you still haven't heard anything?
No.
Okay, and so it's now been pending almost 4 years, you're saying?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so I would be thinking now about a mandamus, threatening a mandamus. I don't know what your chances are, but I think if we threaten a mandamus or actually do a mandamus, we're going to get an answer for you. 4 years is too long.
I contact the ombudsman.
You can contact you can contact anyone you want. You can contact the ombudsman. You can contact your senator, your congressman. You can contact anyone you want. It's not going to make your case go any faster. They are going to do your case when they feel like it. The only thing that gets them to move is a threat of a lawsuit or an actual lawsuit. It's fact of life.
Okay.
All right.
And Brad, I applied my combo card in October, and it's been like 3 months, and I have an offer letter. Actually, I'm from IT field, so it's going to expire on March. So is there any way that I can expedite my EID?
No, but if your EAD is expiring in March and you have a receipt, you can extend it for an extra 180 days. So you're legal to work March plus 180.
Oh, okay. And Brad, I have another question. One of my friend, he got stuck in a domestic violence case. He is a student.
That's a complete. It's one issue per call. Have your friend call us.
Okay. Thank you, Brad.
You're very
welcome.
Appreciate it. Okay. Yeah, we all of a sudden have 100 friends and everything else. Moya in Long Branch, New Jersey.
Hi, Brad. How are you? I'm good. Thank you for taking my call.
My pleasure.
Actually, I have an active immigration case going on. My interview was last December 28th, and it was when I went to the interview, I found out my husband was married before, and I would like to know how do I proceed. Because I think that, because during the interview, they had split us up.
When you say your husband was married before, is he a bigamist at this moment?
Yes.
Okay,
he's
so
still
then
married.
If he's a bigamist at this moment, meaning he was never divorced, then it's not your husband. Just a man you live with. And your application is going to be denied. So now my next question to you is this. Do you want to be with this man or no?
But I don't know right now, because it's really heartbreaking to even find out this thing like just going to the interview and finding this out is really
it's very embarrassing.
terrible.
It's hurtful. It's frustrating because you put your life and soul and trust in somebody, and to have it just ripped apart at an extraordinarily important part of your life, getting your green card, that's got to be very tough. So I understand what you're saying. You have 3 choices.
Okay.
Choice 1 is move on. You're not legally married. You can get an annulment of your marriage if you want to. Fall in love again and refile. Choice 2, get your husband divorced, remarry him, refile a new adjustment application. Choice 3 is if there is abuse in the relationship, even though you don't have a legal marriage, if there's physical abuse or extreme emotional abuse, even if you don't have a legal marriage, there is an exception in the VAWA laws that if the abusive spouse is a bigamist and you were not aware that he was or she was a bigamist, it still allows you to file a VAWA case if you can prove the bona fides of the relationship, good moral character on your part, and physical abuse or extreme emotional abuse. So those would be your 3 options.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Well,
Let's go to Lara in Nashville, Tennessee.
Hi, Brad. Thank you so much for this.
My pleasure.
So I think my question really is, so my brother filed his naturalization in 2019. So he interviewed in October of 2019 as well, and he got sent an RFE, which he responded to. And then from October of 2019, he never heard, anything again until he moved. He moved from, the state he previously was in to another state. And then, he contacted the congressman, the ombudsman, and after he did that, he got invited for another interview, which he attended. And then
this was invited back to the state where he was previously living, or in the new state?
In the new state.
Uh-huh.
So he got called for a second interview in the new state, which he went to. And then, he got sent another RFE requesting like his, because he remarried. So he got sent an RFE asking for his son's birth certificate, which he sent to them, and his recent marriage license, which he sent to them as well. It's now been, I think, 53 days since he sent the RFE, and he hasn't gotten a response yet. So
The government has at least 120 days, so there's nothing even to talk about until 120 days comes and goes.
So it is 120 days from the second interview.
From the second RFE, from when they received his response to the second RFE.
Okay.
All right. Call me back after 120 days.
Okay, thank you.
Let's go to Stanley in Silver Spring, Maryland. Stanley.
Hello,
Hi, how are you?
Brad. Thank you for I'm good, and you?
Good. What can I do to help you?
Yeah, I have a VAWA, but I withdraw it, and then I fall in love and got married. I and my wife, we went for interview on December. The USA consulate was so interested that I violated my visa when I came to America as a student. Is this going to affect the decision? My wife is a U.S. citizen.
Where you are filing for an adjustment here in the United States right now?
Yes.
Okay. When you say you violated your student visa, did you ever go to school?
I came, but I could not enroll.
All right. So if you entered the United States to enroll in school, to go on a student visa, and you never went to school, let me ask you this question before I give you my answer. Why didn't you enroll in school?
The money that was sent to me to pay for my tuition fee, it was defrauded. It was sent to a wrong account. So I could no longer continue. I have to withdraw.
All right. They're not going to believe that. I'm sorry. They're going to say misrepresentation. They're going to say you knew when you were entering the United States you did not have the money to enroll in the school. And they're going to say you lied when you came into the airport. You said you were going to school when you knew in your head you didn't have the money to do it. Absolutely, that's what they're going to say. So they're going to say misrepresentation. They're going to deny your adjustment for misrepresentation. And then you're going to need to file a waiver based on extreme hardship to your spouse to overcome the denial. So you need help.
Okay, but right
so you need
now,
help.
I have an admission letter from medical school. Does that help? I showed it to them during my interview.
No, it doesn't help at all. What would help is admitting that you did something wrong, all right? Because the more you deny it, the harder your waiver becomes. And then 2, putting together a really good waiver based on extreme hardship to your spouse. Hold on, that's what you need. Let's go to Hina in Wilmington, Delaware.
Good evening, sir.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. Thank you so much taking my call.
My pleasure.
I'm calling on behalf of my friend. She got married last February, and he is a naturalized citizen. And the marriage we attended, and everything was going well. And he filed for her adjustment of status because she came on HB12. And like 2 months ago, she has the fingerprints and everything, but something weird she find out the petitioner has a wife back in India.
So the petitioner is a bigamist too. We just answered that question.
Okay.
So he was never divorced from the first wife.
From him?
He was never divorced from the wife in India. So yeah. So the first thing we got to figure out is this wife, current wife, who's here in the U.S., who came on the H1B visa, interested in pursuing a marriage with this man, or is she saying he lied to me, he broke my heart, he's married, never told me, blah blah blah. I want this over with. If it's something that she can forgive him, the easy solution is he divorces the wife in India, remarries her, and they refile again. If it's something...
But actually, excuse me, sir. Actually, while she filed the case, I can't hear you, sir.
You don't hear me because I'm listening to you.
Mm-hmm. Actually, sir, when they filed the case in USCIS, the weird thing that he put the death certificate of his wife.
All right, so he lied too. So he may have caused the
He lied too. My question is there any law for those people who
the law is that if you're an abused spouse, abuse could be extreme emotional abuse, manipulation, lying, financial manipulation, using power over you, yelling, screaming. It could be part of a larger pattern of emotional abuse. Maybe it's not. But there is no law that says that if the husband lied to you about a prior marriage and didn't tell you, that entitles you to something. What would entitle you to something is if he was emotionally abusive to you, and this lie, which is a manipulation, a breach of trust, could be part of a larger pattern.
Yeah. But she should complain to USCIS too?
She should not complain to USCIS. She should speak to a lawyer. USCIS can care less about her complaint.
Thank you so
All right,
much.
hold on. Let's go to Z in Chesapeake, Virginia.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, Brad. Thank you. Thank you for taking my call.
Okay, my pleasure.
All right. So I have a question. So I filed 5140 and 485 for me and for my wife. At that time, I was F1 student in November 2018, and my wife was an F2. And my I-140 was approved in 2019, November 2019. And a few weeks back,
where you from?
December.
Where you from?
I'm from back home or from here?
Back home.
United States.
Back home.
Pakistan.
Pakistan, okay.
Yes.
Continue.
And so 3 weeks ago, they sent me an NOIR for my I-140.
NOID.
And no, NOIR.
Notice of intent to revoke?
Yes.
Okay. Why?
They have some allegations on my work experience that I had for 1 year from my back home.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, and they are saying that they have some.
Well, let me tell you this, Z. Okay, what you're
Yes.
saying to me right now is not privileged conversation, because it's only a privileged conversation when you are talking to an attorney in a private conversation that nobody else is listening to. Right now, we have thousands of people listening to your conversation with me, and there's an allegation against you of fraud, and you are about to explain to me why it's not fraud. And to me, this is something that should be stated in a privileged conversation.
Okay.
So hold on 1 second.
Okay.
What else would you like to say? Because you're just sticking your foot in your
Okay,
mouth
it's,
personally. But you want to keep talking, I've given you my advice already. Have a privileged conversation.
Sorry.
Hold on 1 second. Let's go to John in the Bronx. John.
Hello, Brad.
Hi, John. How are you?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Good, good. What can I do to help you?
Thanks for taking my call.
My pleasure.
Brad, I have a question. I think I called you a couple of months ago. So I went to immigration court, and the judge granted my application to change my condition to 10 years.
Okay.
It has been over 10 years, 8 years now. So my question is, if the judge approves, are they going to send me the green card right away, or do I have to do something else?
Well, if the judge approved your application, it should send it back to USCIS to issue you a permanent green card. Has he done that?
Who have to send it, myself?
The immigration judge should have sent your file back to USCIS to produce a 10-year permanent green card.
Oh, okay. So it has been about a week. So I don't know how long.
So wait a few months. If you don't get anything, then you can do one of two things. You can file an I-90 on your own to get your 10-year card. You can apply for your citizenship.
Perfect.
All right? Because you're a permanent resident. You just don't have evidence of it.
Oh, okay. And I think I did ask you that time that can I fill an affidavit of support for my niece who just got a green card?
Yes.
Now I can, right?
Yes. But she got a
Thank
green
you,
card.
sir.
She doesn't need it anymore. But you can do it for future people.
What's that?
If your niece got a green card already, she doesn't need your affidavit of support. She got a green card already, but you can do it for future people.
No, she won the lottery.
Okay.
And they said,
okay, fine. Yes, you can do an affidavit of support for her.
Perfect. Thank you very much.
Okay.
You are very amazing.
My pleasure.
Yes.
All right, let's go to Marco.
Hi, Brad.
Hi,
Happy
Marco.
New Year.
How are you?
Good, thanks, Brad. I have a question. So, could you please help me? My BAWA was approved on March 2020. I sent the I-485 on December 2018. On November 29th of the last year, 2021, I received an RFE that they only needed the medical exams, the I-693 to approve my green card petition.
Right.
So I sent it to the Queens field office.
This
and
was
they
when? This was when?
I received the RFE on November 29th last year, and they received it on December 9th, 2021.
Okay.
So this is the 5th week.
Wait
but
120 days. If you don't hear anything, call me back.
120 days.
From the time they received your medical.
Okay,
All right.
cool. Thank you so much,
good
Uncle
luck.
Brad. God bless you. Okay,
My
bye-bye.
pleasure. All right, let's go back to Z. Even though I told him to have a privileged conversation, he's insisting on talking to me. Z, what is your next question?
Yes, sir. Yeah, I have a question for my wife. She came from F2 to adjustment status, and I was thinking, is there any way she can go back to F1 in any case?
No, because she's already shown an intent to get a green card, and a student visa is a non-immigrant intent.
So she cannot go back?
No.
Okay, and is there any other status she can get other than this?
I don't know enough about your case. Okay, you're already throwing in the towel. Have a consultation. Hold on. Let's go to Sully in Portland, Oregon. Sully. How are you?
Good. Yes, I have a question about AVC. Yes.
You have a question about ABC?
MVC.
Oh, MVC. Okay.
Yeah. My wife's case became a documentary qualified 8 months ago, and I have been sending them, requesting them an interview. But,
where's your wife?
Yeah, in Kenya.
Where's your wife? In Kenya. So,
Yeah.
And you're a U.S. citizen or a resident?
Yeah, U.S. citizen.
Okay. I don't know why your wife didn't get an interview. She should be getting it. She should have gotten it already. You can send all the letters you want. You really got to start showing hardship and request expedites based on humanitarian reasons to get it moving.
Yes, anytime I send an email, they say, due to COVID-19, blah, 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 blah. So there's no explanation, but there's East Africa's open, there's no COVID-19. But I don't know.
I don't know why I know why the embassy is delaying it because of COVID, backlogs, and everything else. If you're asking me what needs to happen, is someone needs to file a request to expedite. It's been 8 months already, and explain the emergency or the humanitarian reason or the sad story or whatever you want to use. Give your best story on why this thing needs to move along.
Okay. Thank you, Brett.
All right. Just don't write a letter saying, hey, what's going on? Say, hey, what's going on? Let me tell you what's going on with me. I'm having, whatever issues because my wife's not here. Or my wife's having issues because she's not with me. Got to tell somebody a story. Let's go to Raj in the Bronx.
Hi, how are you, sir?
How are you?
I'm good. The question could be a little long, so please don't get mine. My question is actually, I had an interview. First, I'm in removal proceedings. Me and my wife went for an interview for I-130.
Your wife is a citizen?
Yes, she's a citizen.
Okay.
So, actually, we went for the interview after a previous denial. Same case, me and my wife.
Why was the previous denial? They didn't believe it was a real marriage?
Yes, they separated us.
Let me ask you a question. Between me, you, and the 10,000 people listening, is it a real marriage?
Yeah. It's 100% real.
Okay. So now why do you keep failing the Stokes interview?
Okay. The first one, we failed. There were few answers were incorrect, inconsistent.
Okay. Why did you fail the second one?
Okay. The second one we did not fail.
Okay.
The second one is actually, it's been pending for almost 3 years.
You have not gone for an interview.
No, we went.
And they did not make a decision on this.
Yes, that's a problem. So we kept asking the judge to continue. So now within few weeks we have the hearing, but the problem is you
need to threaten a mandamus at this point because the judge isn't going to delay the case forever.
Yeah, that's a problem. So
you have an attorney representing you?
Not right now.
I think that could be a problem too. How could you possibly, after being denied your adjustment?
Can we when we go to the judge, can we explain like that's going on? Please give us more time.
You can explain all you want, but the judge is going to lose patience. Judges have to complete cases. They have requirements to complete cases. They're not going to string you along forever. Okay,
Right.
And quite frankly, at this stage, to have no attorney after being denied, having a case pending for 3 years, and about to be deported, try to put some money together to hire a lawyer. If it's not me, somebody. It doesn't have to be me personally.
So if we hire some lawyer, that lawyer can gain us some time.
That lawyer should be able to do things to get your case approved if it's a real marriage. First thing would be threaten a mandamus, then go to the
Right.
judge and say, Judge, we're actually threatening mandamus now. We're on your side. We want this done.
Right. Actually, the previous denial, I think just because of this, they are delaying the second interview.
I think what they're doing is they want to investigate and send somebody out in the field investigation to determine whether or not you're in a real marriage. And perhaps the case got delayed because of COVID and everything else. It's probably what happened.
So that means we need to do two things. One is mandamus, and the second thing is lawyer.
I think so, but the lawyer does it.
Right.
All right, hold on.
Right. And
let's go to Leo in Germantown, Maryland.
Hey, how you doing, Brad?
How are you?
Doing good. Thank you for taking my call.
My pleasure.
I had a quick question. So I came here in 1999, 7 years old. I got DACA, and I'm trying to see what I could do. You know, I came into the country legally, and overstayed my visa.
Where are you from?
I'm from Bolivia.
And how old are you now?
I'm 30.
Okay.
I just turned 30.
And now, are you single? You married?
I'm single.
Okay. Where's your parents?
My dad got remarried, and he is going to be a citizen. And my mom is in the United States too, but she has nothing. So
how come your dad never filed for you?
Because I didn't. I was over the age. I think I was over 18 at that time.
But you're still single. He's a resident. He can file for you. You wait a couple of years, but eventually you can do a provisional waiver, go home and come back. It's an option.
Can't do an adjustment of status or advanced parole and then come back in?
No, not based on a sponsorship by your dad. If you got married to a U.S. citizen, you don't even need the advanced parole because you made a legal entry and you just adjust your status if it's a bona fide marriage. How old were you when you got the DACA?
I was 21.
All right. So, yeah, anything that you would have to leave the country, you have a 10-year bar because there was a period of time of 3 years between 18 and 21 when you were out of status.
Yes.
So your dad conceivably can file for you, and in 5 years you can do a provisional waiver, go home, assuming you're still on DACA, get your green card and come back, and if there's any problem, have advanced parole from the DACA, so if you get denied at the embassy, at least you can come back on the advanced parole. That's what I would be thinking right now is let dad file an I-130 for you.
Gotcha. And as far as like getting do you think that works faster? Like my father, kind of submitting something for me, or maybe getting a sponsorship from a job?
Well, a sponsorship from a job would be faster. You still need a provisional waiver through your father before you go home.
Got you. Okay, because I'm studying cybersecurity, and I was thinking maybe I could get I'm already working.
A job could be faster. You
Okay.
still need a provisional waiver.
I still need a provisional waiver. All right. Well, thank you so much for your time, Brad.
All right. Good luck. All right. Let's go to Ramon in the Bronx.
Hello.
Yes. How are you?
How are you, Brad?
Good.
Thank you for taking my call.
My pleasure.
Yes. I am a permanent resident, and I have a 10 years old son that he came with a visa, and he overstayed. Can I do adjustment status for him?
He's 10 years old?
Yes.
At the moment?
Yes.
How long have you had a green card?
For 10 years.
Why don't you file for your citizenship?
I'm planning on that, but not.
You cannot adjust the status until you become a citizen. Become a citizen, then file his adjustment, and then he would become an automatic citizen.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Do that now.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
Let's go to Tozimbia in Germantown, Maryland. Tozimbia.
Hi, Brad. How are you?
Good. How are you?
Good. That's a compliment. I like your communication skills. The way you speak, you're just fluent.
Thank you very much. I appreciate, compliments get you far in life, so I'm happy to hear that.
Okay, thanks. Just a quick question. I did file for asylum after actually 6 years.
Right.
And I did submit in November last year. And I got a receipt notice. So normally they say like you have to file within a year. So does that mean like that bar does not apply to me because I gave a reason why I filed after 1 year, or they're gonna do an interview for me to justify why I filed after 5 years?
They're going to do an interview to justify why you filed years after the fact. What was the change in country conditions that when you first entered the U.S. you didn't fear for your life, but years later you do?
Oh, basically it was that due to my mental illness, because I suffered mental illness from...
as long as that can be documented, your mental illness, that could be a good excuse.
Okay. And then I'm a member of an ASAP, and if I don't receive an interview notice within 150 days, how long does it take to get a work permit for a member of ASAP? Is it like 30 guaranteed, or it can take longer?
What is a member of ASAP? I don't know what ASAP is.
It's a member like of CASA Maryland or ASAP. It's like an organization that represents immigrants.
Are you talking about that you're in a potential litigation? You're a member of a class action?
Exactly.
Okay. I'm not familiar with that class action off the top of my head, but I'm happy to look it up and talk to you off the air.
Okay.
All right. Hold on. All right. There's all sorts of different class actions. Don't know every last one of them. All right. But I can look it up and then see what we can do for you. All right. By the way, if you didn't answer, we didn't get your immigration question asked and answered, you can always follow me on Instagram at RealBradBernstein. You follow me on Instagram at RealBradBernstein. I will try to answer your question as best as I can. Just follow me and send me a DM, and I can talk to you privately. You can also follow us at Brad Show Live. You don't like 2 hours of Brad and Yo-Yo. Most people do, but for the few who don't, and you just want to get a glimpse of us, follow us on Instagram at Brad Show Live. And of course, our fastest growing TikTok. I did a TikTok today. I showed Yo-Yo.
Went viral.
It's going viral, right? Over 65,000 views in less than 10 hours. I don't know where we're at now. That was a few hours ago.
Yep.
So follow us at TikTok on Brad Show Live. And Yo-Yo.
Yep, you guys can follow me at Jonathan Elias TV on Instagram.
And later in the show, I will speak with motivational speaker and talk show host Toan Lam about his journey to the United States as a refugee from Vietnam, his career path, and the importance of spreading positivity through storytelling.
Nice. And today, Sophia, who we met at the celebration of the New York City Football Club Major League Soccer Championship win, tells us the #1 change she would like to see in U.S. immigration reform. Now, I'm going to be looking at the messages and the comments because I want to know what you would like to see changed as well.
What is the #1 change you want to see in U.S. immigration reform?
So I am DACA. I definitely want DACA to have their citizenship because that's definitely going to be helpful. Specifically relating back to the pandemic, they weren't much help for the immigrants. So that was something that should be focused on and worked for because they all deserve rights. There's so many people that are paying taxes and they're helping the economically United States, and they weren't able to get much back. So that should be focused on.
It's okay. We're gonna do social media check-in. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
All right, Jennifer Evans, Facebook VIP member. I'm a 2-year green card holder and received a 2-year extension. When can I file for citizenship?
1 year after you filed the I-751.
Augustin Boomy on YouTube. I-360 and I-485 filed together in March 2019. I-360 got approved in April 2021. When will I receive an interview for I-485?
Generally in about a year from the approval of the I-360.
D. Yates on Facebook. I filed for my VAWA back in June 2020 and I got a work permit in August 2020. Since then, I haven't received anything else. How long is the VAWA process?
About 3 years.
Okay. Lisa Comasta on YouTube. We are at the NVC, doc qualified. If the U.S. spouse moves to another state, will my foreign spouse lose his place in line for getting an interview?
No, it has nothing to do with where the petitioner lives.
Felix Mumba on YouTube. How does the CBP look at the consent order of protection without conviction, no arrest?
It's not an inadmissible offense. You'll be allowed in.
Momo Seto on YouTube. I traveled to the USA with an ESTA visa. I overstayed and was deported from the USA without a criminal record. What do I have to do to return to the US?
Apply for a waiver and a visa at the U.S. Embassy.
Olga Morillo on YouTube. I'm a U.S. citizen and filed for my husband's adjustment of status in July 2021. And he went in for his biometrics in September 2021. We haven't heard back. Would you happen to know how long it takes?
I do not know, but if it's been, what is it, a marriage case?
U.S. citizen filed for husband adjustment of status.
When did they go for
in July 2021, they
July 2021?
Went in for the biometrics September 2021.
Call me in September 2022 if you don't have an interview.
Share me on YouTube. My friend married a U.S. citizen and filed for her adjustment of status for herself and her non-U.S. citizen child. She got the mail for an interview with her name on it. Should she also bring her son, who's 11 years old?
Is this for what? Naturalization?
It says my friend married a U.S. citizen and filed for her adjustment of status for herself and U.S. and not her non-U.S. citizen child.
Well, yeah, if the son got an interview, bring him along. If the son didn't get an interview, bring him along anyway. Maybe they'll approve the case anyway.
Oh, nice. Gani Raman Wafa on YouTube. I have been to the DMV with my employment authorization document and SSN, but the system was unable to verify my identity employment authorization document. How long does it take for USCIS to send the verification?
It should be only 1 or 2 weeks. But if it's not still happening, give us a call.
All right, and last one, Nisha Volker on YouTube. I got married in December to a U.S. citizen and will be filing an adjustment of status shortly. Can my son, who turned 19 years old last November, be included in the adjustment?
If the marriage happened before your son turned 18, yes. If the answer is over 18, then no. And by the way, Denisha Joseph on Facebook said her number one change in immigration law, less wait time.
Yeah, that's, that's
a lot of people.
It's a lot of people.
It's a lot of people.
So I agree.
Yes, and so April Walker also the same, shorter waiting time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go to Toan Lam as a refugee from Vietnam. Toan Lam as a refugee from Vietnam who grew up poor in a trailer park in Sacramento, California. Toan Lam realized he loved telling stories. He eventually became a journalist, but after 8 years of covering news, Toan decided to become a motivational speaker and talk show host. He created his non-profit organization, Go Inspire Go, and his TruthDare podcast, which highlights the importance of spreading positivity through storytelling. Toan joined me to discuss his immigration story, his career, and his path to achieving the American dream. Let's check it out. Toan Lam is a Vietnamese immigrant. He came to America and he discovered his purpose in life. He followed his passion for telling people stories. He became a successful journalist, an entrepreneur, a philanthropist, a motivational speaker. He's a member of the Asian American Journalist Association. He has been featured on CBS. He has been featured in Forbes magazine. He has been on NBC. He's also the founder of nonprofit multimedia platform Go Inspire Go. And Toan Lam, he has dedicated his entire life to helping people discover their purpose in life. Hello, how are you? Tell me what you're doing to help people right now.
Well, currently I am doing a lot of things. I do motivational speaking. I run also a podcast called TruthDare Talk, where I'm illuminating conversations with people who have found their true calling, and they're using this truth to help people. And here's the kicker. We're daring you, the audience, to find your truth. and live it and be it.
What do you do to get people to say, hey, I'm on this earth for only so much amount of time. What do I do to give myself purpose in life on this earth?
So I believe sharing is caring. So when you share your story, people open up. And just making people feel like they matter. A lot of people don't think their stories really matter, but when you get to the heart of it, like when you ask these immigrants their stories, or you're answering their questions and you're really digging in deeper, I mean, we all, like if you cut us, we all bleed. We all go through challenges, no matter how pretty our Instagram.
Funny about Instagram is a picture's a moment in time. So you see the person smiling at that moment, you're like, wow, what a fabulous life, but you don't know what happened a second before and a second after, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I saw a photo of an article that said exactly that, and it showed like New York and this beautiful shot of the Statue of Liberty, and then just below it, there's like homeless people and trash everywhere.
Right, exactly. Yeah, but you have a good story. Tell us your story.
Yeah, we're Chinese by descent, but we were born in Saigon, Vietnam. But essentially, my parents, they came from very humble beginnings, ended up having a very successful construction company. Fall of Saigon, late 70s. My parents decided that they wanted us to come to America for the American dream, freedom and a chance at education, and more opportunity. My dad and a bunch of business people built a boat, and we tried to escape in the middle of the night, and then we got caught, and so we're headed to Indonesia. And that's a photo of me and my grandmother at the refugee camp. And we were there for 2 years. So by the time I was about 3, we came to America. We had a host in Sacramento, California, so that's how we ended up in Sacramento.
When you got to Sacramento, how old were you?
I was about 3 years old, and our first home was in a trailer park, and there were 10 of us in a trailer with my parents said they had $4 in their pocket. And when I tell that story, people are like, oh my gosh, and my mom was like, no, we were just happy you all were alive.
Right. How did your parents make it? How did you make it? What were the ups and downs of life? How was it growing up with literally coming here with $4 in your pocket and not speaking English?
You know, my parents were, they were dreamers. They had a bigger dream for us than we could dream for ourselves. My dad got his education and eventually opened up his own mechanic shop. My mom was a stay-at-home mom for most of her life and then became a beautician. You know, as a kid, I loved to read, write, and talk. And so I knew that I wanted to do something with that. And I hated getting my hands dirty. So my dad would ask me to go to the car shop, and I'm like, I'm going to answer phones. And when I grow up, I'm going to talk for a living because I love to read. And I read every single children's book I can get my hands on. And my parents were like, doctor, lawyer, engineer, you know, like a lot of different. And I don't blame them. I went to the University of San Francisco. My parents could only afford to give me $500. Fast forward many years, I ended up interning 5 times in college. I worked over 30 hours a week, emceed every single event I can get my hands on. I went from Wausau, Wisconsin, Midland, Texas, Fresno, and then back to San Francisco as a TV reporter. After doing 8 years of news, I was sick and tired of death and destruction. So I was like, you know what, I don't want to do local news anymore. And so I eventually started a nonprofit called Go Inspire Go, where essentially it's a place where you go, you get inspired by everyday heroes. Instead of reporting the news, I would report about everyday heroes to inspire you to go and use your power to help other people. Fast forward 10 years later, it's become a nonprofit. Over 150 people from around the world have volunteered to help. We've done over 70 stories. But one of the stories is really close to you, a guy named Jorge Munoz. I don't know if you've heard of him.
No.
He's a school bus driver by day, but at night he's known as the Angel and Queen in New York, because every day, more than 14 years now, Jorge has spent more than half his salary buying enough groceries to cook home-cooked meals and deliver them to the Roosevelt stop in Queens. He was a school bus driver by day, then he would go to the grocery store, buy enough food, cook it, drive his little Toyota truck out to the subway stop, and just start feeding them from the subway. He's feeding people on the side of the street, and they're mainly very low-income people, a lot of immigrants.
Right. So how do you teach people to make a difference in this world?
Well, I think it really starts with, to make it really sustainable, is you just have to figure out, like, what excites you out of bed in the morning. I love to read, write, and talk to people. So, like, obviously a podcast or telling stories like this is a great way. Obviously, you're inspired and very passionate about law and immigration, right? And so you're able to use your power to help answer these amazing phone calls of people that really need help and don't have, you know, right? And so I just challenge everybody to think about what excites them, and then how can they use that to help people. Just think about what you can do that's in your power to help others. I just want everybody listening to know that, you know, wherever you are, there's something that you can do to help somebody else. If you see somebody homeless on the street, give them your banana. And if you have money, you can write a check. If you don't, you can volunteer. Or if you can't do any of that, teach your kids or show them these videos or show them something amazing that's happening in the world. You know, I thought my story didn't matter as a kid. So that's why the question you just asked really resonates with me. Like this poor Chinese kid, I had a little prayer to God every night. Oh, God, use my, like, I don't matter, like, what, we're poor, immigrant, use my story to use my skills, use me to help other people. And I think that's where it really all started. Just the awareness, knowing that you can make a difference in anybody's life, no matter how small.
Toan Lam, living the American dream now, came from nothing and now helping other people to motivate them to find their purpose in life. Tell us quickly, where can people watch your videos and learn more about what you're doing?
Absolutely. You can go to goinspirego.com. The acronym is GIG, and you just click on the YouTube link. And we do this through volunteers and donations. So you can also donate or figure out a way to watch these stories and figure out a way to help these people. At the end of all the videos and the blogs, there are action items on ways that you can reach out and use your power and help them.
Well, it's fantastic. Thank you very much for joining our show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. All right, that was Toan Lam, and now we have one last thing to do, Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias. We got to prevent ourselves from getting you-know-what blown out of us.
There you go.
There we go. They got it.
Right.
They don't have it.
It's speed, remember? Speed.
What happened to speed?
It went so fast.
What happened?
It went so fast that you just...
All right,
Yeah.
We'll just do it at 50 seconds. You ready? Tell us, Jill, when you're ready. We're ready. We're ready when Jill is ready.
If I withdraw from my husband's I-751, can he file for citizenship?
In 5 years, not 3.
What's the EAD time limit for asylum seeker advocacy project members?
180 days.
If you get a pay increase, do you send an update job letter?
I don't know what you're talking about.
The State Department knows about my arrest and cleared my visa. Can the arrest still affect my AOS?
Yes.
Can I refile I-485 right away after removal is terminated?
Yes.
When my I-130 is denied, what can I do next?
When you go find a lawyer.
Receive green card in October 2020 through my wife. When can I apply for citizenship?
2 years, 9 months, 3 days later.
What does it mean if immigration writes limited stay in my passport?
You have a limited stay.
What do you... oh. What?
What?
Since when?
That was 8.
It's always 9.
Always 9. We only got 8 questions. Blow us up.
Wait.
Blow us up. Wow, we screwed up. Blow us up. Yeah, we deserve to get blown up, Yo-Yo. Oh, man.
Oh.
And Carol Anderson had faith in us that we could do this.
We would have got it, but...
Carol Anderson had faith in us that we could do this. And we just... You know what? We deserve that.
Yeah, we deserved it, I guess.
We deserve that.
Everything else was great.
And by the way, ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch. That hurt.
My eyebrows are gone.
That hurt. I can't even see right now. That flash was so... Damn.
It's all good, guys.
It's all right. We'll get him next week.
Good. Yeah, we got
We'll get him next week. All right. Comments of the day. Comments of the day. Damn, Yo-Yo. That's a damn.
That's a damn.
That's a damn.
That's a damn. Guess what? Next week, we're going to just blow it out the water.
And Marge Higgs is laughing at us.
Yeah.
So is Gowie Maxine. They're all laughing at us. That's a damn.
All right, guys. Our first comment of the day comes from Elizabeth Francis saying, "Squat up, Uncle Brad, the host with the most. They say when you sneeze while talking that what you're saying is true."
Ooh.
What
was I saying at that moment?
Whatever it was true.
What was I saying?
I don't remember.
I think I was saying something about Jonathan being a very powerful man.
Sneeze again. Achoo. Look, does it work if I sneeze when he says it?
All right, what's next?
Oh, Poetry Thursdays. I forgot.
Yes.
Yeah.
What does J Rhymes got for us?
Rhymes coming in saying, "Hey, Brad, I have to know, are you allergic to potato?"
Say that again.
Because we talked about the potato.
I know.
So, hey, Brad, I have to know, are you allergic to potato?
I wish I had a buzzer.
But it made us laugh.
It did make us laugh, but you know, one of those buzzers?
Yeah.
Am I allergic to a potato? Does this potato face look like he's allergic to a potato?
Oh, man. All right, guys. And our last comment of the day comes from Denisha Joseph. And she says Uncle Brad is all about positive results.
That is very,
Yes.
very true,
Yes.
Denisha. We don't like negative results here.
No, we
I don't
don't.
like negativity.
No. We don't.
I
we don't
like to have
that
a
around
positive
here.
vibe
Yeah.
at all times.
That's good.
All right, guys. That's it for us for the week.
Yeah.
Have a great weekend. Stay safe. Stay warm. Or if you're in a warm area, stay cool. Keep a good vibe. Keep positive. And we'll see you all back Monday for Fuzzy Monday. Have a great weekend. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein Law Firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAW-LINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAW-LINK. 1-800-529-5465.
What are you doing?